That's right. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but a painting like this from your wedding day will make anyone speechless.
So here to talk about his artistic business is Jamie Pogue of Event Painting by Jamie. So welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
We're thrilled that you're here. You're so incredibly talented.
Thank you.
I want to talk about how we got to this moment and what you're doing now, really documenting these special moments in people's lives. Have you always been an artist, always painted, always been a drawer?
Yeah, I mean, I was always that kid in class drawing cartoons of the kids in class and my teachers and all that kind of stuff. So it's a kind of an evolution of that, really. And wound up going to college for illustration at Ringling College of Art and Design.
Yes.
And did some instructing, teaching, and then kind of just evolved into painting at people's weddings. And that's like the really short version of the story, basically.
Well, this is fascinating because I don't know if people realize, but you're actually doing these paintings, you know, during the wedding. So by the end of it, they have this to take home. Is that what you mentioned?
That's exactly right. So you know, I'll typically get there a couple hours before whatever their moment is, whether it's a ceremony or a first dance or a first look or anything like that, and I kind of prep the background, and then I'll pose them for a photo or capture their first kiss, something like that, and then I'll add them into the painting, and then by the end of the night they have a beautiful like heirloom of their wedding day.
Wow, this is so very special. We're looking at some of your images right now. I mean, look at this. Did it take you a long time to get this fast?
Right.
Yeah. I mean I mean, and especially even just as I've been doing the weddings live. I mean, over the past like 10 years, basically, you know, you learn better about, you know, what to prioritize and how to, you know, what you should be working on, and then, you know, I'm working much more quickly than I did when I started, of course, and so it's just always an evolution, basically.
Well, should we take a look at each of these pieces? Can you tell us a little bit about them? Like,
I
let's
mean,
start with this one.
I tried to bring a variety. We had a ceremony, and basically the couples they can be as hands-off or as hands-on with requesting what scene they want, and so sometimes we'll have a request of them walking down the aisle, and I really just try to hone in on whatever I think is making that scene special. Most of the time it's going to be the lighting and how it's coming through the trees or hitting their faces or something like that. And I do my best to kind of bring you back to how it felt in that moment, basically.
Beautiful. And what about this one here? Where was this one at?
That was at Highland Manor, if you know that, in outside of Orlando and Altamont. And or Popco, sorry, and then basically same kind of thing. They requested a first kiss, and sometimes I'm lucky enough to get that first kiss photo. You know, when they're doing it, sometimes I'll have to pose them afterwards or something like that.
Whatever it takes, right?
We always sometimes we bend reality just a little bit to get that perfect shot, and
I love that.
And just like the moss hanging off the trees,
I know.
it's just so
Beautiful.
picturesque.
And what about this one? Where was this one?
This was I like this one especially because this was a first look painting, and I always try to encourage people to, you know, think outside the box. It doesn't have to be from their literal ceremony or their reception or something like that. They can just find a nice place on the property and get a picture or a painting there, and it's just like a picture that encapsulates their whole day. And again, like, trying to get video of candid moments. I'm like, oh, I bet she looks at him like that all the time or something like that, to try to have that show through. Yes.
Right, capture and remember that moment, right? And then this one's beautiful, Oxford Exchange.
The Oxford, I wanted to make sure I brought that one here today, especially. And that was another, really, that was a little bit of an older one, but it's like one of my favorite wedding memories that we had. And if you know the Oxford Exchange, they have all the pictures on the walls.
That signature wall.
And it's like paintings within paintings, and it gave us like little opportunities to put like little nods to something that was special to the couple, and we can try to do that, and it's a lot of fun. So,
do you need to practice beforehand, like their features, or?
I mean, kind of. It's like a lot of weddings I'll go into, and I don't know exactly what to expect. So sometimes I'll know what they look like prior to the fact, but you know, for the most part, I'm getting to know them for the first time, which is sometimes a benefit, because then I can go by my instinct and not like go by what my head thinks that they look like or
Yes.
something like that.
I love it. It's
Well, you say
absolutely
booked and
beautiful.
busy, so
Yes.
Yes.
if we want you for our wedding, we should probably schedule you now, book you now.
Yes, we always say it's my wife and I run this together. She's the booking manager. She's the brains of the operation,
Right.
and we always say it's never too early. It's never too late though, because you never
Right.
know
You
which
never know.
you never know what dates are still open. Sometimes we
true.
often book about a year in advance.
Yeah.
Sometimes we book 2 years in advance.
okay.
And but sometimes it'll be 2 weeks, and you never know.
You never know.
So they capture love, and it's a business run by love.
Yes.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
send your wife our love, okay?
Yes.
I will.
We appreciate you joining us. So to get in touch with Jamie, you can head to his website, which is eventpaintingbymajamie.com.